Hi, I'm Jody Facina, Managing Director of Insight Strategy. I just want to give you my overview of the federal budget last night, where I was in Canberra in the thick of it and able to see the budget come down firsthand. As the government said, it was a jobs budget, and boy did they deliver. Big spending in infrastructure, big spending in employment programs, and big spending in tax cuts. All delivered by the government to basically get the nation back to work. It was also unique for a number of reasons as well. Top of my list is the first budget in 100 years that has been brought down in the middle of a pandemic. Debt and deficit as a political issue is one we're not going to hear for many, many years to come. And lastly, in many ways, I see this as what I term the first real budget in 3 years. That being because the 2019 federal budget was an election budget. The May 2021 budget is probably also going to be an election budget, with strong indications the nation will be going to the polls in 2021. And obviously that makes 2018 the last real federal budget. So certainly unique. Each federal budget obviously has a number of new and continuing initiatives. And budget night itself is focused on the big headline grabbing initiatives, just like last night. But there are also some other initiatives that are basically buried in the budget papers, which I wanted to bring to your attention. It was great to see the government announce a $250 million investment, which will see Australia stop the export of waste, including plastics, tyres and glass. Certainly a big tick to the government for that one. It was also great to see the Australian government announce in the budget a funding package worth over $40 million for the survivors of thalidomide. This is an issue that has dogged the nation for decades, and a very deserving group of Australians have finally received the recompense that they deserve. So that's certainly a big tick to the government in recognition of what has been a tragedy in our nation. For those parents out there with adult children still at home, some bad news. It looks like they might be staying with you a bit longer. In a change to the private health insurance, the government have announced that the age of dependency will be extended from 25 to 31, meaning that for 6 more years, those adult children of yours at home will be able to access your health insurance policy. So mums and dads out there, look forward to having those sons and daughters at home a little bit longer. As we know, COVID saw a ban on international travel, so none of us can travel overseas. What the budget also delivered last night was a ban for those non-citizens serving time in Australian jails. So if you're a convicted non-citizen, once your sentence has come to an end, you get deported. But thanks to the budget last night, a $55 million investment will see Christmas Island reopened. So in particular, if you're one of those New Zealand citizens about to end your time in jail, there's no going home for you yet. No travel bubble means no travel. Off to Christmas Island for you. The government also have announced an extra $100 million to go into the Community Grants Fund. You may remember recently that Pauline Hanson was photographed handing over a $25 million cardboard cheque to help fund a stadium up in Rockhampton. Certainly attracted the ire of the opposition, who've referred it to the Auditor General for investigation, and no doubt with another $100 million going in that fund, I'm sure the opposition will be very keen to explore where it's going and who it's going to going forward. Generally, when I do budget analysis, the starting point is basically trying to identify the winners, because more often than not, it's usually a game of who are the losers. Last night's budget is the opposite. It was a case of who are the losers and how do you identify them? Because to be honest, there weren't any, if many at all. So it certainly makes last night's budgets unique. I think though, as we look forward, given the massive spend and the massive run out in debt, the government will be hoping that this will provide the economic stimulus and the job growth that they're banking on. In the absence of that occurring, that could be the one issue that may well prove problematic for them in what should be an election year in 2021.